If you're just joining us, it's still Enterprise Friday on Enterprise Television. Now to our main conversation. It's glad to have you back here. Lagos-based lawyer and human rights advocate Evan Zafeli has asked a federal high court sitting in Lagos to compel the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, to prosecute some individuals who were listed by the federal government as alleged sponsors of the Boko Haram terrorist group.
Very well. Ofeli, who is also the executive director of Cultural Advocacy Center, is asking the court to specifically grant an order of mandamus compelling the Attorney General of the Federation to immediately commence the trial of all persons listed as sponsor of Boko Haram.
Listed as respondents in the suit are the AGN and the National Security Advisor in his affidavits in support of the executive motion for order of mandamus. Officially averred that a few years ago, the federal government, in its efforts to tackle the spread of terrorism in the country, and after a painstaking investigation and identified a number of private individuals, corporate bodies, bureau de change, who were suspected to be terrorism financiers.
He further averred that a document obtained from the Nigerian Sanctions Committee and SC website showed that 21 individuals and 6 corporate entities were particularly tagged as terrorism financiers by the federal government.
Freely stated that as a citizen who had been personally affected by the horrible acts of the Boko Haram sect, he had written a demand letter through Cultural Advocacy Center seeking to prompt the AGF and National Security Advisor to discharge their respective statutory functions of advising the President on the need to prosecute the identified terrorism sponsors and that his effort has been met with sheer silence.
All right, very well said. And to discuss this and more, we have the barrister himself who had taken up this very sensitive, but important area of discourse and concern to us as a nation today. Pastor Vansofeli, thank you so very much
Thank you for
for being part
Very
of our
well.
show, but most importantly and particularly for taking up this course for Nigeria. And
Okay.
also we have with us Cyril Nabako, journalist and public affairs analyst. Good morning.
good morning, sir.
Welcome.
Well,
All right, so let's kickstart the show today. I think it's very important for our audience watching that we understand what we're talking about today, and for an applicant, all right, to order to go for an order of mandamus. It says here that that person must show that before seeking the order, he made a specific demand to the respondent to perform the public duty, and the demand has deliberately not been met. Is that the case here?
very well. Before now, we had written a pre-action notice to the respective authority. Of course, the Attorney General of the Federation is the chief law officer of the state that advised the state on legal matters. And the National Security Advisor also have a role to play. But perhaps the two offices are in dereliction of their duties. And there is a public cause here. Something is untoward against the public. The insurgents have been, killing and decimating, annihilating people and all that. And over time, it's been an albatross, something on our neck that we're all struggling to free ourselves from. So not too long ago, investigation were undertaken from the Arab Emirates, who identified some people, hand over those names to Nigeria. Nigerians did their own investigation and came up with names of some persons who are their financiers. The financiers, these are conspirators. These are traitors against the state. And their names were mentioned, put in the website of the Nigerian Sanction Committee and all that. And from that time till now, they have not been prosecuted. So under the law, an order of mandamus, if it is secure from the court, it gives or impels an institution to discharge its responsibility on an issue. So that is why we filed that case. When we had written them and they did not respond, we have the acknowledgement copies of these letters where we, identify the issue under reference. And the reason we did that is not far-fetched. Under the Civil Service Protection Act, once there's a cause of action, the government, you want to sue government. If you don't bring that action, you understand, 6 months, okay, when that issue commences, if you don't bring it under that period, you understand, yeah, it will be started by. Okay. Sometimes 3 months, 3 months, if you don't bring that action, it will be started by. So what we did is to ensure that we'll bring the action in good time. Because if you wait further, they will tell you that you cannot bring that action because it started by. So we're doing this to ensure that we make an imprint and to compel them that those who have been mentioned, who they told us are the financiers, they are offenders. Okay, they conspire with the actual primary offenders, so they must be tried.
Thank you, Barrister Evans. So, looking at the situation on ground, it's been formed since 2022, and the leaders of this country were amply involved, like they were carried along. Because if you go on Al Jazeera page, you would see where Adamo and Mohammed were sentenced to life in prison for violating UAE anti-terrorism laws, and Ram Musa Yusuf Isa and Al Hazan received 10 years in prison. Now, bringing us back to our beloved country, Nigeria, why do you think they haven't stood up to bring this men to book and ask them the necessary questions?
Complicity.
Complicity on which part here?
On federal government's part, President Buhari should be arrested and put on trial. Not only President Buhari, Lai Mohammed, Abubakar Malami, Fenya Adesina, was Garbashir, even Rauf Aregbesola. All of them at different times had said that they need the sponsors of terror, that they had a list of them. You see the
Even Erufai.
eh?
Even Erufai.
Nasir fine. And there's a way, there is the Boko Haram one, terrorism we discuss on TV. And there's one we don't discuss on TV. If you let me use an analogy, it's like when the most respected person in a village has committed a crime and offense. Nobody can say the king has pooped in the marketplace. But we all know that that particular spot, there was poop. And as evidence of that, people have decided it. And as evidence of that, maybe they're now doing some cleanup, wash up, they're cleaning. So why is there nobody doing business there? Nobody talks about it. Because you dare not point at the king.
But that's only peculiar to our country, Nigeria.
No, but in houses and in small circles, people say, we know what happened, we know what happened. So on TV, we're talking of terror sponsors. But even those guys are only the faces of the real sponsors. Those people that you're talking about, those are conduits. The real sponsor, did you hear when somebody said that they brought in these people from outside of the country to make the country ungovernable if Jonathan won re-election? But that it now backfired because after they brought them in, that Jonathan now gave power to them and walked away. And those who brought them in, having come into power, now didn't have any use.
Okay.
So those people now became virus time that were running riot. If you do too much, they bring evidence that it wasn't not you that. In fact, a colonel, I think a commodore, Olaumi, Punch was quoting him as saying that he told them that Commodore Olaumi told Punch that during interrogation, those Boko Haram militants or fighters, what is it called? The terrorists named governors, named ministers, named senators, named very people as being their sponsors. And what did Buhari do?
But let's not forget that this issue has been there even before Buhari came into power. The Boko Haram insurgency, the killings, and all that. So why is it particularly dwelling on?
If you want us to go back, no, because Barisoveli's case is important, and I'll come to it. But since you want us to be in The Guardian, of 2000, I think. I read that particular edition. They wrote citing an intelligence report by the SSS. Now, now we call them DSS, but then they are still called SSS. That in that report, the DSS was detailing how the North would always cook up something to make the country and government for a certain president. And that in about just one case as then, it was Sharia. That there was nothing new about Sharia. Sharia was always there.
Okay.
But how suddenly the Sharia fell? The man, one of the people who was pushing Sharia on his head, Senator Buka by Brand, has passed on now. They caught him in Abuja in a hotel with some women. They were having whatever it was they were having there. When they confronted, he said it was a personal life. That thing was caught on video. And it's online. He said it was a personal life that they should leave me alone. But it was one of, as governor of Yobe State, Buka was one of the ROs of Sharia. You get what I mean? So, in a manner of speaking, this could be part of what we call the national question in Nigeria, religion and this. But the fundamental issue is that at the time, what's it called? At the time Boko Haram sprung up, maybe you want to talk about Muhammad Yusuf.
2001. 2001.
No, yeah, but I'm even trying to bring it to more contemporary era. 2009 when he was shot and killed under Yar'Adua. Studying, they won't talk about certain geopolitical tensions were brewing, and some persons thought that they needed to have a bargaining chip. When did the militants do their work? 2007 or so. When did the amnesty come? 2008 thereabout, right? So there needed to be a counter to So when we were doing those things, they arrested the young man. And they should have profiled him. They should have prosecuted him. Then Nigeria, with its own typical fatigue of institutions, someone just took the gun and shot him. And what did they say? He was sent to escape. So that thing now, and then the way it was handled, that thing now gave that now became the fertilizing force that gave what the scale of Boko Haram still couldn't have come to what it is today if people who knew better didn't come out to sponsor and back what was going on. We saw what Boko Haram was doing. They were limited to, they were compared to a place like, I think, Meduguri. But somebody came and put money down, gave them weapons, gave them training, gave them everything that they needed to. Now they're where they are. But the point today is that all of this back end talk, you see, it's back end talk. It won't help us today. The UAE caught 6 Nigerians. They are not Ghanaians, they are not Kenyans, they are Nigerians. And for why were they arrested and prosecuted? They sent up as much as about $800,000. That's a lot of money. Between 15 and 16, or 15, just in the space of 1 year, to Nigeria to sponsor terrorism. The Nigerian government should have been happy, thanked them, collaborated with them, okay? But some of the Nigerians were named in those 4 documents. Nigerians in Nigeria. Now, hold on. When the UAE put them behind bars, in America also flagged those same 6 persons and sanctioned them. Because in 2013, they have placed Boko Haram, there's no Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization. So all the boxes, as it were, have been checked. Now, you cannot tell me Nigeria that 6 of our citizens have been arrested. Do you know what that means? In fact, they are not sponsoring terrorism in Dubai, in Nigeria.
Yes, I think it's very important. I'd love to, direct this question to Barrister Evans Ofeli. Now, the internet, of course, they say it never lies. Now, I'm reading from the U.S. Department of State here, a publication done on March 25th, 2022. It states here that the U.S. Department of the Treasury Office of the Foreign Asset Control has added Nigerian nationals. I guess these are the people we're talking about. I think it's very important that on Enterprise Television we get to mention who these people are. Abdulrahman Abdul Musa, Salihu Yusuf Adamu, Bashir Ali Yusuf, Muhammad Ibrahim Isa, Ibrahim Ali Al Hassan, and Surajo Abubakar Muhammad to the list of special designated nationals and the blocked persons pursuant to executive order as amended for having materially assisted, sponsored, or provided financial, material, or technological support for or goods or services to in support of Boko Haram. Now, these are the persons we're talking about, and these are the people that you are equally, fighting that they get prosecuted.
Yes.
Now we are in 2024. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of Nigeria. Why do you think it's possible for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who said he would continue from where Buhari stopped? Why do you think it's possible for him to possibly pursue this?
Yeah, because government is a continuum. Okay. That is why, because they have refused to, by their own discretion or by their own volition, prosecute them. They have refused to do that. That is why a court order to have them prosecute them is necessary. So you understand? Because if an institution is in dereliction of our duties and have failed to carry out functions that it was meant to carry out, the only remedy is through an order of mandamus. Let the court now make an order. Let's now watch the institution disobey the court. You understand? And that, you see the reason they didn't reply to those letters was that it appears, okay, we're already in court. It appears that these people don't know what to reply to, because if these letters have been with them for the past 2 months, they didn't reply it. Okay, is that how to run a country? So why do you now tell international organizations and the public that you are fighting insurgency?
They're not fighting any insurgency.
Why do you say so? Why do you engage our soldiers, okay, to go fight
Who
this?
can die for nothing?
If those who sponsored them are still well alive and are still sponsoring them, is in law we call it continuous injury. Where you have discovered who is sponsoring the grievance, and then you allow that person to fester uncontrollably, to keep doing the same thing. So we'll have to approach the court. That is the only place we can go. This is to salvage the menace of this society, to ensure that the court make an order. Because if we file this matter and the matter comes up for hearing and they are not there, or they don't have no representation or whatsoever, at the end of the day, what the federal government do most of the time is that they will get representation. That a general will come and file matter and say, the matter is started back. You understand? There's a case I did against the CBN. That's how they came and filed on the stamp duty issue, where they asked Nigerians, if you are buying anything more than 1,000 naira. Remember that time they were taking 15 naira stamp duty. That 15 naira was supposed to be paid by the merchant, the banks, but the banks transferred it to the customers. And I went to court that this is wrong. They didn't have any defense. They came to court without any defense. In fact, sometimes their lawyers will call me, say, let's withdraw this matter. I said, why should you withdraw the matter? At the end of the day, they were able to muster the issue that I didn't bring the action within 3 months. That runs contrary to the Civil Service Protection Act. That's what they do when you don't bring such actions quick.
Now,
So these are actions coming up from this particular matter.
It's their defense on every matter, like women was. Sometimes the court does not agree with them. The court will turn that thing over them. They don't come with genuine. See, in this case now, can you tell me what the federal government is waiting for to prosecute these people that are sponsoring Boko Haram?
That is the reason
What are they waiting for?
That's the reason I brought up Bola Ahmed Tinubu's responsiveness in taking this course. Now, let's not forget, Matawale is the Minister of State for Defense. A couple of days back, his own governor reported him.
Yes, reported him. I saw the story.
Exactly.
I saw.
Why do you think Matawale
is that pity you?
Yes. Matawale is the Minister of State for Defense of Nigeria. Who, of course, the everything is there. It's just there that this man is complicit to this issue. Why do you think Bola Ahmed Tinubu would be responsive to taking on your particular course?
It's the same thing we're saying. They are not going to take on that course until there's pressure. You understand? Because if we obtain the judgment and we want to enforce it, we'll ask that the judgment be enforced. And the judgment that you get in cases like this, okay, if you are not able to enforce it here, you can take it to United Nations for enforcement.
Oh, okay.
So you just, I don't want to disclose our strategy on what we intend to do, but this government must sit up. They have no business not taking care of the citizens. We can't have this. We can't have an economy this battered and then have insecurity this way. They are looking at it. With all the billions voted against security, these funds would have been used to develop schools and public health care and all that for Nigerians. We could have used it to improve infrastructure. We're budgeting this whole money to go fight insurgents. And the ones who are sponsoring them, you know them, you have you put them in your website, and you are not prosecuting any of them. You are not doing anything.
Okay, thank you.
It's
Sid,
not about. I actually wanted to ask you. Sorry for that. I actually wanted to ask you. Donald Trump did say while he was, vying for election the first time, he said we have to clean the swamp. We have to mop the swamp. Now let's not forget Nigeria is dirty metaphorically with all of this with Matawele, which of course I just raised, who is at the pivotal seat of governance right now, and this sort of issues. How well do you think it's possible for us to clean up the swamp?
You know, when we say these things sometimes, we only raise more questions from questions. Let me ask you, Ian, I don't know if we remember well. Now, Matawale looks like the sing song. But let's go back to the vice president himself. When he was governor of Borno State and his own trajectory, does it look like, people lose? He himself said,
He was indicted some time ago.
he himself said, they said I'm the founder of Boko Haram, but I've employed a Catholic to be my ADC. You see the kind of thing we're talking about.
Is that a difference?
The vice president himself, if you look at his doings from the past, there are questions to be answered. Even if it look like he has answers for all of them, but at least when we ask this question, people can tell. The whole Chibok affair. When YX said they couldn't go to Chibok and two other Christian villages because of insecurity, it was the one that said they should come. The state government said they should come, that everything was okay. They went to Chibok. Then the students stayed back in Chibok to write the exam. They were supposed to come write in Meduguri. His government said they should come to Chibok. And what happened? That was enabling that led to the kidnap of those girls. The night they got there was not a security man. He was not there. The principal was immediate for medical checkup. Nobody was there. The people just came, packed the children, put them in wherever they put them,
and alter their life forever.
Then later on, that principal that was not on around when they came, when the people came to defend our children, was awarded with COVID. Was made commissioner for education.
For what job well done.
Even if it is not for anything, you shouldn't promote such a person. Even if she has reason to be away, don't promote her, because that promotion now looks as if your reward is a reward. So if you don't let us change who is Matawale compared with somebody who is in the office of vice president, that is what are going to fight terrorism for Nigeria.
It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Barrister Evans, I know a lot of citizens are asking, because you wrote here that your family was affected by the Boko Haram Act, especially the one that happened on the Kaduna train.
Yes.
And some persons are asking, assuming your family member was not affected, will you come out today to write about this?
No, you see, I have to express what has happened. You understand? I have done other public interest litigation where I was not directly affected, but where maybe a friend or something, you understand, was affected. And sometimes the court take this issue of local standard too far. When you file a matter, the court is telling you that the matter does not affect you far and above any other person, therefore you can also. You understand? Well, in this suit, everything there is true. So, even when we have a recent case, that have expanded the scope of local standard, that you need not be affected in person, but that a man can be his brother's keeper. Okay. The SSS versus Officer Bakoba, Ganifa and me versus MBA, Serap versus I remember the defendant in that case. the court have expanded the issue of local standard. So it does no longer affect litigation in the manner it did in the past. So this is one very important case that whether the federal government likes it or not, it must protect her citizens. That is a call to duty in the constitution. So if part of the citizens are making life unbearable for others, and parts thereof are sponsoring those who are making life unbearable for others, all are culpable. They must be prosecuted. And that's exactly why this call is being made. You told us that you know them, you identified them, you named them, including the BDCs. You understand? The Bureau de Change. Those people are involved. You listed them, about 6 of them or thereabouts. And to date, you have not prosecuted anybody. How serious are you in that fight against insurgency? That's the question we want them to come and answer, and that's all.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much. I had actually wanted to ask maybe if all of this course that you are campaigning for does not go the way you wanted. You talked about going international with that. How feasible is that? You know, what is the worst case scenario?
Terrorism
What's the
is
worst case scenario?
terrorism is an international affair. The 6 persons that were first arrested, was it not in Dubai they were arrested? You understand? So terrorism is a global network. The ones destroying lives and properties here have links with the ones. There's Al-Shabaab, there's ISWAP, there's Al-Qaeda, there's Boko Haram. They have a network. So, and there's a global fight against them too. It does not matter from the corner. Okay, remember the SDG goals. Part of the SDG goals is to promote security and safety. Okay, and protect the environment. So these are causes we must be involved in. If we want to preserve humanity and project the cause of mankind, we must at every point in time take up causes that will protect the lives and properties of people, irrespective of their locations. We must make that attempt to do so. And the government of the day must collaborate with us and not to sabotage us while trying to have that done. Because the truth is that it is that our faith in God that give meaning and purpose to life. And it is the presence of humanity that give meaning and purpose to life. You understand? So no matter the stability in the economy, that brotherhood of man must supersede the sovereignty of nation. And the safety of man is very critical. And that's exactly why we're pushing.
Very true. Your last words, Cyril, about just before we leave.
No, it's never out of place to dangle your feet in the waters. You never know what to come out of it. It may be bleak, it may be dark, it may look like swimming against the sharks. But nonetheless, swim. Because if you don't, you will die. And if you did, you could die. Why sit back and just die? I think you should swim in and see what comes out.
Very true. And of course, we can't end this without saying big congratulations to Barrister Evans Ofeli, particularly your suit against the Lagos State government, Ogun State government on the open defecation.
Yeah.
On the other part of Lagos State, if you drive through there, it's clean.
In fact, the
Everything there, it's
the
awesome.
demand in our court papers is exactly what they have. They have. We asked one that place be cleared off, and
Which has been done.
Yes, and that too, a task force must be stand by there. If you drive through now, you see the task force at the other side of the road. Our demand was implemented, even though we are still going on with the matter because the side of Ogun State.
Exactly, that's what I was to say. Unfortunately, on the side of Ogun State,
So,
nothing is
we are still going on. We are still going on with the matter. For Lagos State, let them come to court to show evidence that they have taken care of the road. We are still in the matter. We'll be in it until we get judgment.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, that's just about the size of our package today, and I'd love to believe that you enjoyed it. Very informative, very engaging, if you ask me. And we'd love to say thank you to Cyril Abako for being part of this show today. Barrister Evans Ofeli, thank
My
you
pleasure.
as always for being part. Joma,
Yeah, thank you, Harry. Thank you for always making this interesting.
thank you.
I want to say very thank you to you. Do well to visit and follow us on our social media handles at Enterprise TV7 We'll come your way again. I mean, it's Choma Udoka's corner.
I am Henry Igwebike. On behalf of the entire team of Enterprise Television, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.